Hey friends, for this video we're going to take a closer look at the TECNO POVA 5. But before anything else, let's take a closer look at the unboxing experience because it's honestly different in comparison to everything we've gotten so far, which is the typical rectangular box. This time around, we get a pyramid shape. Pyramid! But what you get first and foremost is a sleeve with the different characters from Free Fire because this is, if I haven't mentioned it just yet, a Free Fire edition of the TECNO POVA 5. Now once you open the box, you'll see the phone itself first and the SIM ejector tool right beside it. You get the usual paperwork, a couple of Free Fire themed stickers, a Free Fire voucher card, you have a 45-watt charging brick and its charging cable, and get this, you also have a pair of wired earphones, so that means this phone does have an earphone jack. Now that that's out of the way, let's take a closer look at the phone itself. And let's start things off with the design. Seeing the phone up close and personal, I've gotta say, I'm actually digging the design, especially this amber gold colorway. It has this very sleek, social look to it. You do get almost like a textured finish when you look at it. I am reminded of Transformers and Iron Man with this look, and it is actually very pogi. Poging-pogi siya tingnan. Yung colors of the black and gold, they are actually very complementary, I believe, and easy on the eyes. I love it. Again, it looks really, really nice. One of my biggest concerns, however, is the camera module. This black trapezoidal shape here is quite big. I would have preferred it to be a bit thinner, and there's also the tendency for dirt and dust to actually accumulate right here in the edges of the camera module space. So you have to again wipe the phone from time to time. But of course, you can also slap on a clear silicone case or any case that you'd want on this bad boy. I would suggest a clear one para kita mo pa rin yung design ng phone and you're good to go. Let's move on to what we get inside the phone. TECNO is marketing this as a gaming phone, given that it is a special edition again with Free Fire. Now let's start that with the display. I love the vibrant colors that we get off of the screen. A bit oversaturated at times when you look at it, but I also love that it is pretty bright. Pwede to for streaming and all the more for gaming. Now I do have to comment on the bezels. They're a bit thick. I would have preferred it that they maximize the screen space for the phone. It's just a tad too thick, especially on the bottom, and medyo malaki din yung punch hole sa gitna. But again, one of my highlights for the display here is the punchy colors, which would be great for watching videos and playing your favorite games. Now, just like its predecessor, the main selling point of this phone is its use of a Helio G99 processor, which, to be honest, is a tried and tested chipset. Now, the Helio G99 processor is a pretty good chipset, especially for playing games. Even Genshin Impact at the highest setting possible, pwede mong gawin dito. And TECNO steps it up even further by having 256GB of storage as an option, so you can store as many apps and games as possible with this phone. Now, when it also comes to gaming, one of the things that a lot of you may be asking is the battery life, and this has a whopping 6,000 milliampere battery, which is pretty awesome. We clocked around almost 2 full days with moderate use from using social media, playing games, and even the occasional watching of a video or two, and that's pretty great. The charging speeds are pretty decent at 45 watts, so you can juice up this bad boy relatively fast as well. Lastly, one thing we wanted to check out as well is, of course, the camera performance. Because yes, this is marketed as a gaming phone, but as a phone in itself, we want to see if it's great for general use, and that includes the occasional taking of videos or photos. Now, the biggest highlight for me in terms of the set of cameras that this bad boy has goes to the main camera with 50 megapixels, which is able to take crisp, clear photos no matter the lighting conditions, especially during favorable lighting conditions. Kitang-kita mo yung details ng shots mo. Now, when it comes to low light conditions, there is a tendency for this phone to have a bit of noise that seeps in from time to time, but I think that's also acceptable given the price point, which I will mention in a bit. Now, this phone does have an 8 megapixel selfie camera in the front, which honestly is a bit underwhelming, but it gets the job done still nonetheless post-worthy pa rin yung mga shots na makuha mo. You just have to level out your expectations for this one. So there you have it. But the more important question is, how much is it? The TECNO POVA 5 is priced at 7,999 pesos for the 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage, while 8,499 pesos naman for the 8GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. I feel like with everything I've discussed, it's a pretty good option. With all of the budget phones that are coming out, I would always go back, number one, to the design of it. And if you are a gamer, I think with its Helio G99 processor, you would actually be pretty happy with it. So that's pretty much it for this video. Catch us on our next one. God bless, guys, and peace out.